I see live.
Okay.
And here's the awkward silence again.
All right, so I'll start talking. Happy,
Yes.
what day of the week are we now? Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. All right, so I am here with Laura.
Hello.
And we are LAZA Properties, and we promised to start at 12:30. I guess we're a minute ahead of schedule, but we won't let that stop us. So it's Tuesday afternoon, or Tuesday at 12:30, so like technically afternoon. We are doing our lunch and learns with LAZA, and we are LAZA Properties. So my camera is just at the wrong angle, but I'm Kathy LaPierre, and my partner,
Laura. Hi.
And we figured today maybe we would talk about how to choose a perfect realtor. So maybe there's no such thing as the perfect realtor, but there's the perfect realtor for you. So we figured today we would give you some ideas about what you are looking for when you are shopping, because while we are in a pandemic and the rules have changed, real estate continues to go on. And it is one of those things that's been considered essential, and 9 out of 10 times it truly is. You've got somebody who has sold a home and needs a place to live. I have one transaction where somebody is in the military and is being moved across country and therefore needs to sell their home. I'm fortunate enough to have the buyer. And so we have to make it happen. So there are new rules. We're masked and gloved, and we're cautious, and limited showings and limited people. But it appears that with everybody having extra time on their hands and at home, the numbers of people that are shopping online is growing tremendously. It's one of the things people love to do, as you can tell by HGTV, the popularity. Everybody loves to see inside other people's homes and look at decorating and how to make things more efficient or update. And the numbers in Newington are climbing. We had 30 or 31 homes for sale 2 weeks ago. I think we're up to 45.
Nope. We are
Nope.
back down to 30.
Oh,
The
you're
45,
kidding.
the 45 included condos.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
yesterday it was 30.
So this is what we're running into. And this is, you know, if you walk away with nothing else today, if you have even the thought of selling your home in the area, anywhere around Newington, Wethersfield, Rocky Hill, New Britain, West Hartford, we are Central Connecticut. Laura and I are very familiar with the area, and there's not enough inventory. So a lot of places across the country, because of what's happened, people kind of withdrew or held off. So we never had our typical spring market. And I would encourage you, it's going to come. There are buyers out there. It's the time to sell. And if your house has what people are looking for, reasonably updated, even, you know, there's things we can have that conversation a different day. We'll go into how to get your home ready for listing, but there's people shopping. And so if you're thinking about it at all, talk to any realtor. Could be Laura, could be myself, could be somebody else, you know, but there's not enough homes on the market. So that
I just listed a home on Old Farm Drive. We had 5 showings yesterday and we have 3 offers.
Oh my God. I didn't even know that between last
night. I didn't tell you? Yeah.
No. Oh my God. I knew there was a lot of showings.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you, the market is insane right now. So it's frustrating for buyers. And of course I have 8 shoppers right now. I think I have more than that. I have a lot that aren't really ready quite yet, but they're shopping online. And I have at least 4 or 5 that are physically active. And the houses that are staying on the market are the ones that nobody wants.
And I still have my cute Cape on Highland. It just needs paint, people.
I know. And again, the problem we're having is the shoppers are HGTV.
Wanting HGTV, yep.
So if it's not agreeable gray with white trim, they don't know what to do with themselves. So, you know, maybe that'll be another lesson too. But today we'll talk about how to find a good realtor, because it may be Laura and self, of course, we hope it is. But if it's not, we want to tell you what you should be looking for in a realtor. when you look on Google for what makes a good realtor, there's a lot of good resources. We picked our favorite because I think they're a little more descriptive. So the very first one, I know Laura's got it in front of her, is a problem solver mindset. When I do chamber meetings, West Hartford Chamber, Newington Chamber, when I stand up and you have to give your 30 seconds about who you are, I describe myself more as a matchmaker. I'm not a salesperson. Laura's not a salesperson. We're not going to sell you something you don't need or want. We are here to help you find something that you're going to fall in love with. So I describe us as matchmakers. I'm supposed to listen to what you are requiring, requesting, and I have to find that for you. So it's more listening. I think that's a great description. So a problem solver, you walk into this house and it's got everything except A or B. I'm going to see if we can make A or B happen in this house, or if there's something we can change about it. Maybe it's a price thing. So I think a good realtor is someone who can think creatively around the issues that you have in front of you. One of the next things that they talk about is a self-motivated entrepreneur. So 99% of realtors are independent contractors. So we have that mentality anyways. We fend for ourselves. We make our own business. We are responsible for ourselves. But I think you get a different kind of personality with that. I think you get a little more fire. You get a little more ingenuity. You're a problem solver. So being self-motivated is definitely a big piece of it. You want somebody who is hungry and wants to get out there and be busy. So that's another good sign of a good realtor.
And I have been working on my own for 24 years now.
I love
Awesome.
it.
I don't think I could go back.
No, and I have to tell you, having left education and other typical jobs, there is a lot of freedom and a lot of, I do feel much more responsible for my successes and my failures. But it's, Laura's been trying to talk me into doing this for years, and I finally took the leap of faith. So it's the best decision we've ever made. Thank you for taking me with you.
Sure.
I like the next one very much so. Honesty and integrity. You are looking for an agent who is honest and is going to have a real sense of integrity. So unfortunately, realtors have INTEGRIT.
Got it.
Excuse me. For some reason, realtors have a bad rap. There's always a couple of bad apples in every industry, you know, like attorneys. Everybody doesn't trust attorneys, but we all need them. And 95% of all the realtors we work with are honest and loyal and are going to be doing things for the right reasons. And they're not doing it just, they're not selling you a house just because it's the one they like and they want to make the most money on. But of course, there's going to be, yeah. And you can feel it. You know it when somebody is, they call it commission breath. Yep. The only reason they're pushing this house on you is because it's more expensive than the next one in line, and that's the one they want to sell you.
Or the commission is 3% versus 2.25% or something silly.
Right. You know, that's not the right reason. And I think Laura and I are both of the mindset that what you put out there is what comes back to you. So, you know, we're relying on, it is an industry that relies on word of mouth and referrals. We want to make sure that you're happy so that you tell your friends, hey, Laura stuck up for me. Kathy went to bat for me. We didn't see this problem coming and Kathy cut it off at the pass. You know, the things that you want somebody to say about you. So that's the kind of agent you are looking for. I love number 7. This is why we liked this list. And I guess maybe because I feel like we're a good representation of it.
We're not going by numbers.
Oh, sorry. We're not doing
points. That's all right.
All right. She didn't want this to be a late night talk show. So
because in discussing this with Kathy, I feel that all of these points that we're going to put on the board are as equally as important as the rest.
This is why we liked this list so much. I really feel like there isn't a sense of one more important than the other, but hustle and tenacity. Love those words. I am very proud of something I did this week. And, you know, if your agent isn't doing this, you can certainly suggest it. But I have people shopping in a particular neighborhood. where they can't find the house they want. I hand delivered 15 letters and taped them to doors that may have what we're looking for in it, and said, hey, you know, if you're even thinking about selling, have a conversation with me, because I've got buyers who want to be in this neighborhood. They have cash on hand to spend, and I need to find them a house. So it's willing to get out and do something different. For a house I had in Woolcott, which is not typically my neighborhood, but it's somebody that was important to me, I made a big poster board, and I showed up at an event in town with my board with pictures of this house, because I couldn't get people to come to my open house out there. But I brought the open house to them. So I brought that to an event and offered a discount to firefighters and first responders before all the pandemic. So, you know.
And teachers.
And teachers, that's right. And teachers too. So it's one of those things where, again, it goes back to the problem solver, self-motivated, hustle and tenacity. Laura and I did a bridal expo at the beginning of the year. We want to go where the people are. So you want to sell your home or you want to find a home, we're willing to think outside the box. So I like hustle and tenacity. Interest in houses and architecture. So it seems to be a very popular thing. Again, judging by HGTV and all the people that watch it and follow it and how popular it's become. Everybody's a flipper now. So I know Laura's F word. So I'm going to let Laura talk about this one, because this is who she is. This is why she does what she does.
Well, I am not a flipper, and Kathy knows that. We say we rehab with love, and we've had many people that have seen our houses and call us and say, hey, Mike and Laura, do you have anything coming up? Because we loved this house on this street, whatever. So this is my passion, is the whole house rehabbing with love thing. And I love being able to walk into a home, and if someone says, oh, I wish this wall could come down. Well, because doing so many houses, I know 97% of the time, yep, that's structural. We need to put an LVL beam, and you know, it's about this much per square foot or per foot if it's this thick, and you know, so I like that we can help our people in that respect.
I really do think this is a helping profession. Yeah.
Right. Can this plumbing be moved? Well, let's go look in the basement. Let's see, you know, what's going on down there. Is the ceiling open? Is it, you know, just all sorts of stuff like that. So that is my passion.
So that's definitely, you know, when you're shopping for a realtor, you want somebody who can answer those questions for you. And I don't pretend to be able to answer all of those. I'm going to be very honest, but I've got a partner that I can count on and send a screenshot, you know, take pictures. I've walked through houses with a client and said, hey, I've had a question, Laura, can you tell me if this is something that we can do? And she'll say, well, go outside and take a picture of this, and I'll, you know, and I can answer the question for you.
I'm like, what is this?
We found a high-end steam shower, and all these, I thought it was irrigation, but there was no irrigation on the property. And I'm going, I don't know what this goes to. When we went upstairs, we realized it was a high-powered steam shower. So it was very cool. But Mike and Laura take stuff apart and put stuff back together again. So I was able to ask my partner. So when you're looking for a realtor, you want somebody who can answer those questions for you. Number 5, engaging personality. I don't know anything about that. So Laura and I pride ourselves in the fact that I know we don't see other agents as the enemy. There was
not at all
a period of time, and there are still pockets of people who treat the agent on the other side of the table as an adversary, and that's not fair. That's not
competition.
Yeah, it's not, you know, definitely number one, there's plenty to go around. Everybody is not going to be a perfect fit for every agent. We'll mention that briefly in the end too, because this is a lot of personality. You want somebody who fits you. But I want to be able to negotiate with the person sitting across the table from me. I want to make it work. We're all trying to get to the same finish line. We want the same outcome.
I look at as the cooperating broker as my teammate.
It has to be. It has to be.
Because we're all trying to do the best for our clients.
Right. And there is some understanding that, you know, their job is to maybe get the most money for their seller, and my job is to get the cheapest price for my seller or the best arrangement.
Your buyer.
My buyer, I'm sorry, yes. And so we have to find a way to find a compromise. So that engaging personality is going to be someone who's able to work with somebody on the other side of the table, no matter what that person is like. I've had really very full of themselves males, and I've had very nasty women on the other side of the table, and I've had very new agents that you have to walk through the process. So I have to be able to get them to trust me and to work with me. So, you know, I think that's a big part of it. Number 4, attention. Oops, sorry, we're not numbering. I'm the list I have is numbered, but I agree that they are not in any priority number. Attention to detail. So one of the reasons you hire an agent is to protect your money. If you are the buyer, I'm in the middle of a couple of purchase deals right now, and everything has a timeline on it. So you follow the contract dates, and that protects what the buyer has put down as a deposit. And as long as we follow the rules and we follow the timelines, I have to keep those in my calendar and make sure that I don't overlook dates and overlook anything that my people have legal recourse for. So you want an agent who pays attention. So I think we're pretty good at that. And we've got enough years under our belt that we've, you know, it's become second nature now. I can almost rattle them off the top of my head. So understanding the local housing market. When I started my career, I started with another company that was out in Southington, and I didn't think it was a big deal and that I could work from home a lot of the time, because that's the great part of real estate. But what happens is you get a little disconnected from the market that you're in. And the best case scenario is to work where you live, because Laura and I hear about stuff before it comes to the market. We know what's going on in town. We know if assessments are coming because we live here. We know that they're going to build a big supermarket and that there's going to be, you know, a new busway. So you want somebody who pays attention to the prices that are in town. Are they going up? Are they going down? What's the median income? What's the population like? Because that influences the type of houses. We have a population in Newington where people like to stay. People don't leave Newington. They age in town and they want to stay in their homes. Ranches, 24 hours, and most of these ranches are under deposit if it's in good shape and it has what it needs. So Newington is that kind of a community, but we are also familiar with, you know, the towns that touch our town: Wethersfield, Rocky Hill, New Britain. New Britain is a great place if you're looking for multifamilies, and Laura and I do an awful lot of that. So, you know, to be familiar with where you live and right around your town. So you want an agent who knows that market. Building a network of connections. I also think of myself as more of a concierge. I should be able to find you a contractor. I should be able to find you an attorney. I should find you a lender. My job is to connect all those dots. I feel like I'm holding all the string at the end of the transaction, that I keep all the loose ends together and make sure that this one is on his timeline, that that one does what he's supposed to do. So, and these people that we're referring to you are people that we've worked with. So again, between the two of us, we've probably got just about 20 years or more of experience in real estate. And we've worked with people, and we've stopped working with people who don't kind of fit with what we believe in. So if we're going to refer someone to you, it better make us look good. So that matters a lot to us. So we rely on having a network of people to refer you to.
And we are bringing those network of people to you on Tuesdays.
There we go. So on Tuesdays, we're trying to introduce you to different people that we work with, so that you know who's trustworthy, who's got, you know, who's got the skills that we look for. And knowledge is power. So Laura and I both do a lot of homework on our own, keeping up. Laura is the primary broker. We both have our broker's licenses. So that should tell you that we value that experience and that information. Laura is it's her company. She's the responsible broker. So she stays up on licensing. She stays up on the things that we need to have in place to make sure that we're following all the rules. But both of us invest a lot of time in online training. We went to a huge all-day event just before the world stopped turning, and you weren't allowed to do that anymore. So, you know, we spend a lot of time in the classroom. and again, learning things like Zoom and Facebook Live. And, we try to keep ourselves valuable. We want to make sure that we are a resource for the people that we're working with. You should be able to trust it when I say, this is the way it goes, or this is what an attorney is expected to do, that I'm speaking from experience and I'm not just making up stuff. So when you are shopping for a real estate agent, those would probably be 10 of the things that we found to be most important. I think they are a very good reflection of what you should be looking for in a person. But a very brief story, I have had clients that aren't a good fit for me. And it's better that you find that out early on in the game, because one of the most uncomfortable transactions I have ever had, and I didn't realize this, I was still on the newer side of things. And, when you're new, you don't want to let anybody go because you're hanging on to everyone and you want to keep all your clients. And it wasn't a good fit. At this stage of the game, I probably would have handed them off to another agent. They were looking for a cutthroat, beat up the seller, take every last dime, we want the fixtures, we want the chandelier, take everything you can and strip that seller. And I'm not wired that way. Don't get me wrong, I'll stand my ground for things that you're entitled to, but I am not a cutthroat, knock down and beat up the seller kind of person. And it wasn't a good fit. That was the most uncomfortable transaction I have ever had. So when you're shopping for a realtor, everybody isn't going to be a perfect fit for Laura and I. And you need to find somebody who you feel understands what you're looking for. You're looking for somebody who hears you, who's on your time schedule, who, Laura and I are both pretty flexible in that we have, day and evening available. Maybe you work second shift and you're only available first thing in the morning. Those are all good things to ask about. We can probably give you some information on questions to ask a realtor. I like that experience. So between Laura and I, again, I'm going into my 6th year, I think, and Laura's got at least 10 or 11 under her belt.
13.
13. Oh, I was right.
I've been a broker for 10 years.
That's what it is. That's why
Yeah.
10 sticks in my
Right.
head. And I think you ask questions. And, right now it used to be you could go to open houses and kind of interview the agent that was doing the open house and see if you liked them enough to list your house. Were they doing things that you liked? Nowadays, surf social media, see if you like what the agents are doing. We're trying very hard to be visible and be helpful. We know everybody's not going to pick us. And that's okay too, because we want to find out if it's not a good fit, it's not a good fit. And that's, you can't make it work. And again, we're not salespeople, we're matchmakers. Our job is to find you what you're looking for. If you feel like we're not listening to you, tell us that.
What I always say to my people, my sellers and my buyers, mostly my sellers, that here is our contract. We can do it for 6 months. If you are unhappy with anything that I am doing, I will tear up this contract, because if you don't want to work with me, then it's not going to work.
Right.
And I've never had a contract torn up, so that's good.
It's very hard. I had one torn up, but it's because they found a house that their mother wanted them to go through another agent, and I had to battle them on it. But again, my boss was like, what are you going to do? If you make them, if you don't get out of the contract with them, they're going to be miserable anyways. They're not going to be cooperative. So there's really, the contract is supposed to be a protection, but very truthfully, this is such a it's a very personal thing. You're buying probably the biggest purchase you're ever going to make.
Or selling.
And we understand how significant that is. And for most people, it's a very emotional thing too. So I feel like very often we are the therapists. There's a lot of very big decisions, and you want somebody who's been through it more than once to be able to talk you through what's a big deal and what's not a big deal. So our job is to be responsive to you, to be helpful to you, to be supportive to you. And when you're looking for an agent, you want to find somebody who fits your personality.
Yep.
We love questions. We are very happy to speak with you. Send us messages. I am Well, our information is on Facebook. You can message us. You can certainly text us or send us information. I think all of that info is online.
And just for the record, I don't know if I've ever addressed this on Facebook. LAZA Properties came from the first letters of Mike and I's 4 children. So Lindsay, Austin, Zach, and Alex. So
that's really
where it
funny.
came from.
You know, I forget about that. I do like it. And, you know, we're Laura and LaPierre and, you know, Zapatka. So it could be a whole mix of a whole bunch of things, but it is Laura's kids. It's her company.
Yeah.
So we're local.
And then next week, we're going to be talking about how to stage your home.
Oh, let's move on to that. Yes, that would be a lot of fun. So we'll start, we did a couple weeks with what you need when you buy a house. We'll talk about staging your homes because we are hoping that more people are going to be listing their homes because we have buyers that are desperate for properties. So let's tell you how to get it out there and get it sold. Yes. So that's wonderful. Let's talk about that next Tuesday. If you have questions between now and then, send them to us and maybe we can answer them for you while we're live next week. So
and keep all of this in mind.
Absolutely. Kathy and Laura, LAZA Properties, and we'll see you next Tuesday. Bye.
Bye.